Coming up on the Q30 Newscast, learn about recent campus safety issues on the South Quad.
See a Quinnipiac professor discuss immigration in a critical conversation and the Paint Hamden kickoff event.
Also see Quinnipiac's annual culture fair.
All that and more coming up on the Q30 Newscast.
Good evening and welcome to the Q30 Newscast. I'm Anthony Rossi.
And I'm Amar Smith.
Our top story tonight involves a campus safety worry on the new South Quad.
Q30's Evangeline Crossley has more.
Just earlier this week, IT integrated this blue light along with the two others here on the Mount Carmel campus's new South Quad into the rest of the system. That means for the first 5 weeks of school, these lights were not functional. Now, before the lights were fully integrated, I spoke to some students here on the South Quad about how that makes them feel about safety on campus.
We're very privileged to go to a university where safety is not really something we have to worry about, but there's definitely efforts the school could make to make it feel safer.
Many students agree that Quinnipiac is generally safe, but they're still concerned that anything could happen.
So many schools are reporting either fake gun threats or real gun threats, and you just never know when it can happen.
Especially being a woman by yourself walking at night is really scary.
Plus, the school has had issues with unauthorized people entering campus, the most recent just a few weeks ago.
I feel like we could do better when it comes to people coming on campus, because I see how easy it is for me to get on campus.
So that left some students concerned when these lights were not functional for the early part of the semester.
We're pretty far into the semester for them to still not be working.
And many didn't even notice the black plastic covering where the call for help button should be, saying the school should have let the community know they were out.
If you're walking around here late at night and something happens and that's your first thing to turn to for it to be not functional, I don't think that's safe at all.
If anything, some more transparency could be placed as to why they're not working.
The lights are now equipped with a button and speaker to reach public safety. There's also a camera near the button and above the pole. Q30 reached out to Information Services to get clarity on the process of integrating the lights, but never heard back. Now, if you're not by one of these lights or they happen to be out of service, you can download the Rave Guardian app on your phone. It essentially serves as a virtual version of one of these blue lights and can connect you to Public Safety's dispatch center or any emergency service. Reporting from the South Quad for Q30 News, Evangeline Crossley.
Thanks, Evangeline. Turning to news in Hamden Saturday night, two motor vehicles crashed into each other head on. The crash occurred around 10 p.m. between Davis Street and Rogers Road. In a statement from the Hamden Fire Department on Facebook, they said, quote, a head-on collision on Davis Street by Rogers Road involving two vehicles resulted in 5 patients being transported to the hospital. We sadly must report that 2 individuals, including a 7-year-old child, lost their lives despite the heroic efforts of the medical teams, end quote.
Connecticut has seen an increase of jobs in the last month, and Hamden has felt the benefits with a decrease of unemployment rates. Private sector employment specifically has reached a record high, with payroll reaching over 1 million employees. The Labor Department's Director of Research says that statewide job growth remains stable and sustainable. Yesterday, during Common Hour, Dr. Grace B. Yukich held an event as a part of her Critical Conversation series. This week, she covered the topic of immigration in America and how the past helps us understand the present. Q30 News' Riley Farrell has more.
Dr. Grace Yukich is a sociology professor here at Quinnipiac University. She was a speaker for the university's Critical Conversations series, hosted by the Office of Inclusive Excellence. Her topic, immigration in America. During Common Hour on Tuesday in Site 201, students and faculty gathered for a conversation on immigration. Dr. Yukich is a sociologist who has focused her studies on immigration, and her presentation centered around the history of immigration in America and how we can better understand the present by examining the past.
How have immigration and immigration policy restrictions and reactions to immigrants, how have those things changed over time?
Dr. Yukich says she began to study immigration because of her personal experiences working with immigrants while volunteering in New York.
The more I heard immigrant stories, the more I wanted to understand their experiences And so I decided to, as a sociologist, study immigration and study movements for immigrant rights to better understand the experiences of people who had migrated to the United States.
Her presentation covered everything, she joked, you're not supposed to bring up at Thanksgiving dinner. Despite this, she believes it is important to have conversations like these for more reasons than one.
It's an opportunity for people to learn more about their own family history, and I am really passionate about that because I think our own histories help us understand ourselves.
For many, a topic like this hits close to home, but for college students specifically, Dr. Yukich has more to say.
We're all going to become voting citizens, and this is an issue that has a lot of importance in our public life. So having an understanding of immigration, how policy looked in the past, how it looks now, helps us to be more informed citizens.
But ultimately, for Dr. Yukich, it's about the people, not the policies.
That I just hope that people know that there are people out there that do, believe in their dignity and their worth.
Reporting from the site, I'm Riley Farrell. Back to you guys at the desk.
Today, the Wall Street Journal released their 2026 college rankings. Quinnipiac came in as the number 51 ranked university in the country. The Wall Street Journal partnered with College Pulse and Statista to collect data on different areas. Quinnipiac earned the highest scores for graduation rate, salary impact, learning facilities, career preparation, and learning opportunities. The school earned the second highest ranking among all colleges and universities in Connecticut, only behind Yale. Quinnipiac also experienced an 18.2% increase in student applications since 2023.
This month, Quinnipiac is holding a few events around campus to help students prepare for their future in the workforce. This coming Tuesday, there is a career fair prep workshop where students can learn how to make strong first impressions in front of employers at the career fair. The event starts at 5 p.m. and goes on for the rest of the hour. Next Thursday, October 9th, students can have their resumes reviewed by faculty advisors anytime between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. that day. Finally, the annual Fall Career Fair is on October 14th beginning at noon, going into the early afternoon hours of the day.
Staying with the theme of Career Month, a campus-wide celebration was held at the South Quad today in honor of the month. The occasion was to preview the upcoming career workshops and employment activities throughout the month. The event had refreshments and trivia students could participate in.
During yesterday's Common Hour, a few Quinnipiac alumni spoke with Associate Professor of Management and Director of M&T Bank Women in Business, Dr. Tuvana Rua. The event was held to encourage discussion between those that attended and give students the opportunity to ask questions to those that graduated through the same program that they are in now. The speakers in the panel all graduated through the business program and gave students advice about their future careers in the industry. You know, Amari, I haven't really been enjoying the weather recently. It's been really hot and it's almost the midst of fall.
Well, Anthony, hopefully this cold weather comes in for you soon because we have Q30's Quinn Helfrich who has our 3-day weather forecast.
Well, guys, unfortunately, that colder weather that you all were talking about is not coming anytime soon. Today, we had a high of 68 degrees and a low of 43s, very sunny skies. Tomorrow, the clouds roll in a little bit, high of 66, low of 45. And then on Friday, a high of 72, low of 49. Make sure you stick around because my full 7-day forecast is coming up along with a look around Connecticut. That's coming up when the Q30 Newscast returns.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you? Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back into Studio 125. Yesterday, the Paint Hamden Pink kickoff event was held to begin Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
I had the pleasure to cover the event. Here's what happened. Today marks the beginning of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the Paint Hamden Pink Committee kicked it off yesterday with an inspiring event.
The more people that come out to support people that are dealing with this, the better. And events like this bring it out, awareness.
Almost everybody was proudly wearing pink, the widely recognized color for breast cancer awareness, and tables with information regarding the cause were available as well.
People who stepped up because people couldn't be here, it really touched my soul that people, and then to realize how many people are affected by breast cancer or their family members are, so they're here to listen to stories, to tell their stories, to find out more information and to become more educated so that they too are not victimized.
The event hosted multiple speakers who talked about their personal experiences with breast cancer.
When people, like some of the people that were here today, share their personal stories about what they've been through and what they've done and how they have survived, it's empowering. It gives you hope, and it also gives you empathy for other people. You never know what somebody is going through on any given day, so you need to, before you do anything, think about that.
Whether breast cancer personally affected those at the event or not, what was really important was everybody coming together to support the cause.
So it's really important to know your family history, to take care of your health, to stay stress-free if you can, eat the right foods, and most of all, reach out to the community and have people around you.
Reporting from Hamden for Q30 News, I'm Amari Smith.
You know, Amari, that was a really good story. But as most know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and every effort to spread awareness helps the cause, including wearing a pin like I am today. The color that is most associated with pink, so if you have anything pink, consider wearing it at some point during the month of October. According to the World Health Organization, breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer in United States women.
This month serves as a reminder to not only increase awareness, but to promote action for early signs of breast cancer as well. You can get involved by sharing your or others' story about cancer, organize community events, or simply wear pink. Yesterday at the School of Business, Chartwell's and Quinnipiac Catering came together to present their new catering menus. The event was used to give students a first-hand sample of what type of foods to be expected in the near future. The event also featured action stations and taste tests, as well as information stations for each dish.
Pivoting to news surrounding Washington, D.C., Miranda Patorti is here to give us all we need to know about this week's political news.
Thanks, guys. The political landscape of Washington, D.C. and beyond has changed drastically in the last few days. Here's what you need to know. Starting at midnight today, the U.S. government entered a shutdown. This comes after Congress failed to pass 2 short-term government funding bills with pushback from the left due to the GOP's stance on health care. There's blame being thrown around as to who is the cause of the shutdown, with the White House claiming that it is the fault of the Democrats. House Speaker Mike Johnson said on X at midnight, quote, "Results, moms and kids now lose WIC nutrition. Veterans lose health care and suicide prevention programs. FEMA has shortfalls during hurricane season. Soldiers and TSA agents go unpaid." He added, "The only question now, how long will Chuck Schumer let this pain go on for his own selfish reasons?" End quote. On the other side, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer and House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries said in a joint statement this morning that Trump and the Republicans had, quote, "shut down the federal government because they do not want to protect the health care of the American people," end quote. The Senate met earlier today to vote on the same 2 bills that failed last night with no solution found. The shutdown will continue until a consensus is reached on the funding bills. Moving from domestic issues to international, President Donald Trump met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House on Monday. After the meeting, President Trump shared his plan for a peace deal in Gaza, sharing that the 20-point plan would start with a ceasefire in Gaza and would propose that Hamas release all hostages within 72 hours and in exchange a phased withdrawal of Israeli troops. Amnesty will be granted to members of Hamas that commit to peace so they can re-enter civilian life. However, President Trump said that Israel would have, quote, full backing, end quote, of the United States to destroy Hamas if the plan were to fall through. Lastly, New York City Mayor Eric Adams announced on Sunday that he would no longer be running for re-election. Adams was running under a third-party bid, narrowing the candidate field. In an almost 90-minute video posted to X, Adams said, quote, despite all we've achieved, I cannot continue my re-election campaign. The constant media speculation about my future and the Campaign Finance Board's decision to withhold millions of dollars have undermined my ability to raise the funds needed for a serious campaign, end quote. Former New York City Governor and third-party candidate Andrew Cuomo praised the decision, while Democratic candidate Zohran Mamdani criticized the choice as a failed, quote, promise for working-class New Yorkers, end quote. That's all I have for politics this week. Back to Amari and Anthony at the desk.
Thank you, Miranda. We have to take another short break here on desk. But when we return Q30 Newscast, well, when the Q30 Newscast returns, we have Quinn Helfrich back to give us the forecast for the next 7 days and a look around the weather in Connecticut.
As well as Q30's Sophia DeBona filling us in on the national news. We'll be right back.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Guys, we have to make a commercial for #that right now. What do we do?
How long do we have? We only had 2 months to do this.
We could explain that it's a pop culture news show that covers everything from movies, music, and video games.
Yeah, and we can also talk about how there's pre-recorded segments that vary from reviews to in-depth discussions.
We should also mention that it broadcasts live every Monday at 7 p.m. on Q30TV.com/watch.
I think that covers everything. Did you guys get that down?
Welcome back to the Q30 Newscast. Amari, Quinn told us earlier the weather's not really favorable in my eyes. I like the cold weather, but maybe this weekend it's looking good.
Well, Anthony, I have my fingers crossed. Let's see what Quinn has for us.
As I mentioned earlier, guys, no colder weather coming in right away. As you see, we're just going to heat right up back into the 80s this week. But it is still remaining cold at night. Very sunny weekend. Saturday and Sunday, make sure you have those sunglasses. You might even need some sunscreen. Now let's look at the map around Connecticut. 67 degrees in New Haven, 63 in New London, Norwich 64, 65 Hartford, Torrington 64, 66 in Denver, and 66 in Stamford. Very partly cloudy all across Connecticut. Now back to Amari and Anthony at the desk.
Thanks, Quinn. Yesterday, the Office of Student Engagement held a get-together for transfer students in the Piazza. The meeting served as an opportunity for students who may not be on campus as much to connect with others. The event also featured free snacks and refreshments.
The second installment of Talks on the Rocks is happening this coming Tuesday up on the York Hill campus. Students can attend the event at the pub in the York Hill Student Center from 6 to 8 p.m. on the 7th. This session will cover topics on building up people's confidence, creating connections, and being ready for anything. Texas barbecue style food will be provided at the event. Turning our focus to the national side of things, we turn it over to Sophia DeBona to let you know about the key headlines around the United States.
Thanks, guys. It's now time for this week's national news updates. Last Sunday, at least 4 people were killed and 8 others were wounded in a mass shooting at a church in a suburb near Flint, Michigan. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, often nicknamed the Mormon Church, was set on fire after the attack. The gunman and former Marine, a 40-year-old man named Thomas Jacob Sanford, was killed during a shootout with 2 officers. Authorities stated that while the church was in service, Sanford rammed his car into the front of the building and began to fire at worshipers, including children. After the shooting, he deliberately set the church ablaze. Police believe Sanford was the only suspect involved in the attack. Sanford's motive is believed to have stemmed from a grudge that he held against Mormons since he had a breakup with a religious girlfriend over a decade ago. Moving south of the Caribbean, Hurricane Imelda is rapidly approaching the east coast of the United States, with Bermuda now under a hurricane warning. As of Tuesday morning, Hurricane Imelda is a Category 1 hurricane and has centered about 250 miles east of Cape Canaveral, Florida. A 51-year-old man has already drowned due to rip currents because of Imelda, and coastal flooding may take place from Florida to North Carolina. 2 people have died in Cuba due to Imelda as well. 5 unoccupied houses have collapsed off of North Carolina's Outer Banks. To end, in Albany, New York, audiences were shocked when 53-year-old man Lawrence Claus admitted to killing both of his parents during a televised interview for a local news station. Claus admitted that he strangled his father with his own hands and then choked his mother with a rope. He claims that he, quote, did his duty to them as a son, end quote. Claus claims that he did not want them to suffer into their old age and simply viewed his murders as mercy. Claus then explained that he buried the bodies in the backyard. Police were called and Claus was arrested after the interview, being charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of concealment of a human corpse, even though he pleaded not guilty. That's your national news update. Now back to Anthony and Amari.
Thanks, Sophia. We have to take our final break of the night. But when we return, Q30's Brittany Braun-Lieben has all you need to know about this week in Quinnipiac sports.
Also, prepare for an exciting update on last week's Bobcat Babble. Stick around.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Do you enjoy debating Quinnipiac sports?
That's all flash, no catch. She didn't net it in the back of the net. That's not even a goal.
What are you doing pulling out rhymes?
Pretty, that's like a crossover with a missed layup. All right.
Bobcat Breakdown is the place for you, with debate, analysis, and so much more.
Mate Marinov. He is good, but oh man, is he bad. And
that team is amazing. How do you not put Fairfield Women's Volley?
Tune in to Bobcat Breakdown every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. on Q30TV.com/watch.
Welcome back to the Q30 Newscast. If you're just joining us, I'm Anthony Rossi, alongside Amari Smith.
It has been a very eventful past week of sports. Q30's Brittany Braun-Lieben is here to give us the important updates. Brittany, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Anthony and Amari. Let's get right into it. The number 10 ranked women's ice hockey team started its season at home on Friday and Saturday against the Maine Black Bears. Starting on Friday, the Bobcats won 3-2. Bryn Pryor, Ella Senick, and Alex Law all found the back of the nets for the Bobcats. Emerson Jarvis won 12 of 22 draws. Felicia Frank also made 17 saves in the win. On Saturday, Quinnipiac defeated Maine in overtime 4-3. J.H. Barbateri scored the game-winning goal with just over 2 minutes left in overtime. Michaela Watson and Tessa Hulk also added goals in the matchup. Quinnipiac starts its season 2-0. Switching to the hardwood, volleyball opened up its MAC conference play on the road against Sacred Heart and Fairfield University. On Friday, the Bobcats defeated the Pioneers with 3-1. Leilani Kaijusta led the team with 18 kills. Elena Giacomini recorded her 9th double-double of the season. Dama Ganesh added 38 assists, breaking the Division I assist record. On Saturday, the Bobcats lost to Fairfield 3-1. Quinnipiac won the first set 25-14, but the Stags took the rest of the sets. Jackamini led the team with 19 kills and also recorded 12 digs, 1 ace, and 1 block. On Tuesday, the Bobcats traveled to Andover and swept Merrimack in 3 sets. Yalmar Ganesh led the team with 19 kills. In MAC play, the Bobcats moved 2-1. Moving back to the ice, men's ice hockey will start its season on Friday with a trip up to Boston College. The last time these two teams faced off was March 31st, 2024 in the Providence Regionals, where Boston College won 5-4 in overtime. The last time both teams played against each other in Chestnut Hill, Quinnipiac won 4-0 and in that 2022-23 season won the national championship. Now the Bobcats are led by captains named this season who are Charlie Letty, Mason Marcellus, Jeremy Wilmer, and Victor Chinesky-Nair. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. on Friday. That's all I have for sports this week, but I have a question for you two. Are you guys excited hockey is back?
Thanks, Brittany. You know, that's a perfect question for me. I love hockey. I'm super excited that it's back, especially women's ice hockey. They're 2-0 right now. Men's ice hockey, like Brittany mentioned, they're going to Boston College. That was my dream school as a kid. So it's just a dream weekend for me. What about you, Amari?
Tell you what, Anthony, I don't know too much about hockey, but I've been feeling the hype around campus. It feels like I'm going to have to catch a game or two.
You absolutely do. But moving on, this past Friday, the Multicultural Student Leadership Council held a culture fair on the quad.
Q30's Andrew Allison has more on the story.
This past Friday, the Multicultural Student Leadership Council, or MSLC, held its annual culture fair. Tahira Jailu, MSLC's president and the event's organizer, spoke on the purpose of the fair.
And so this event is for students to come and figure out what's in MSLC, what do we offer, what are the orgs we offer, and then also MSLC itself, what do we offer to the cultural orgs.
The Culture Fair was the culmination of MSLC's Culture Week, designed to showcase cultural organizations on campus.
One of the organizations showcased was the Organization of Latin American Students, or OLAS.
We really focused on building a strong community here for Latin students. We just welcome everybody to come and just our casa es su casa.
Students who attended the fair were treated to a variety of foods with cuisines from many different cultures.
Because you get to be aware of the different cultures and different even there's different food that is outside of the USA.
Organizations at the fair got to interact with prospective members, other organizations, and also enjoy the food and environment.
This was basically an event where we could bring everybody together from every community, from every background, make everybody feel seen and appreciated here on campus. So I love it. I love the idea. I like bringing people together. So I think this was an amazing idea.
And of course, the fair emphasized the culture of the respective organizations.
Have people just be aware of that we're not just, America's not just composed of USA stuff, but just a lot of other things that get mixed into a salad bowl.
Students could enjoy good food, good music, and learn about cultural organizations on campus at the Culture Fair. Reporting from the Quad for Q30 News, I'm Andrew Allison.
Thanks, Andrew. In continuation of last week's story, we have some very exciting news. The fattest bear in Alaska's Katmai National Park has been officially crowned.
Bear number 32, named Chunk, won his first ever Fat Bear Week championship, beating out the past champion, Grazer. Chunk squandered his competition, earning a whopping 96,000 votes compared to the second place bear's 63,000. This year also marks an all-time high of votes casted for all of Fat Bear Week's 20-year history.
Chunk has been a fan favorite in the competition for many years, but this year marks his first time actually winning, so big congrats to him.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this week's broadcast. Make sure to follow us on our Instagram account at Q30_news and on X at Q30 News. For more, check out our website at Q30.com.
Thank you to all the producers and staff working hard behind the scenes. For Amari Smith, I'm Anthony Rossi. Have a good rest of your night. Bye.